as the ruling party, we've had a series of primaries at different levels for the various elections, from the presidential to the National Assembly to the State Assembly. And I can say that we're preparing. There are still a few things we need to dot here and there, but by and large, by the time the campaigns officially take off, 28th September, we will be ready to go. I can assure you that we'll hit the ground running and we'll run a very good campaign, issues-based campaign that will address the various fears and apprehensions of Nigerians. At a time like this, it's just a normal thing in the political process to have a number of disagreements here and there in the party. Let me also say that as an average politician comes to the party with his own aspiration and ambition, and when that's not realized, at times it will lead to some disagreement within the political family. All these issues are being addressed, and before the election itself, we'll be facing the elections to a united front to defeat the opposition. Talk is cheap. It's very easy for PDP to say anything, but when people start boasting in the regular media, social media, public space about what they will do ahead, our own selling point is how we've been able to bring positive and effective changes to the lives of the citizens of the state. There's nothing on ground to point to PDP having any chance during the elections. Is it the quality of the candidates, or the sheer inexperience, or the very fact that the party has permanently been in disarray over time, and there's no pointer that they will achieve any peace as we come down to the elections. Even when we had more illustrious candidates from their camp, they couldn't do anything. How much more giving the ticket to those who voted from our party a few days for their primaries, and they were even able to secure the PDP tickets. It shows so to say, the big value attached to that ticket. If the guy could just leave a party a few days before their primaries and he won. So nothing points to PDP having any chance in the primaries. We have all hands on deck, our various office holders, ordinary citizens on the street, the youths, everybody. They are rooting for APC in Lagos. So there's nothing to fear as far as we're concerned. When you talk about a whole lot of people coming out to register, millions of youth coming out to register, APC also has a sizable number of youths who also participate in the registration process as regards the opportunity provided by INEC. And it should not be assumed that the loudest noise or necessarily translates to the biggest votes. The Australian election should be a pointer to that, where APC literally scored an own goal, so to say. But you also want to interrogate the performance of the so-called Labour Party. It's more or less noise as far as we are concerned. When the chips are down, we put them where they belong. When men will be separated from boys. I also agree that we need, as a party, to improve on our reward system, because a lot of people have really invested their sweat, their energy, their time into our collective policy. So whenever we're able to form a government, the party will really need to sit down to see in terms of appointments, in terms of patronage, in terms of participation, that will improve on the reward system so that party members will be happy. But that's not to say we're not really improving on all of that. Recent appointments by Mr. Governor indicated clearly that a number of people who could not even pick the party tickets during the recent primaries were brought on board. And in the days ahead, more of that will be coming. I think it needs to gain that popularity more within the rank and file of PDP, which I can tell you for free. It can't really guarantee the total support of the party where he emerged from. He is aware that the process that brought him up was highly flawed, and he will not, and I can assure you, get the cooperation of those that matter in his party. We're not bothered, we're not losing sleep about that. It's just all noise, and when the chips are down, Jandor will not really give us anything to worry about, I can assure you. I just wonder how you assess popularity. Popularity on the tabloid, some comedy show and all of that, and you think that would translate into electoral fortune when the chips are down. We need to get very serious. I saw some of our media engagements and I was just wondering if we want to compromise the standard of leadership in our states that has over the years been held by the progressive family. We need to really guess. I know it's a democracy, but then let's Funke Akindele go and win popular elections in the realm that she belongs first, the Nollywood industry, before coming to the murky waters of politics. We need to take ourselves seriously. Well, you need to interrogate all these things about having whatever number of followers. I'm also aware that a good number of those followers she mentioned actually pulled out of her space after she marched as the deputy governorship candidate of PDP because they would not want to be counted amongst those who are rooting for her. So and I think people should, first and foremost, learn to put their personal life in order first before trying to manage the lives of the rest of us. What you don't have, you can't give. We are more concerned about Mr. Governor finishing strongly and building on the success achieved during this first tenure, during the second tenure, to give better life and hope to the citizens of Lagos. He has done more than enough. He has been in government at an unusual time. We're not giving excuses. If you feel that is not something we should talk about, maybe you want to point my attention to anyone who ran a government during the pandemic and it came out in flying colors. The performance of Lagos State government became a reference point the world over on how to handle a pandemic. And after the pandemic, he literally rescued this nation, reduced the impact, and he has since gone on to continue to make genuine efforts at fulfilling a social contract with the citizens of Lagos through the themes mantra, which is all encompassing: transportation, housing, environment, tourism, security, and a whole lot of others. He has ensured that he has touched all sectors. His government has been inclusive. He has a cabinet that has people in their 30s. It doesn't come better than that. And he's even leaving behind him, for this first term, legacy projects, the Blue Rail project, and a whole lot of others. Well, we as a party are indeed very proud of his achievements, and he has surpassed all expectations despite the unusual challenges as thrown up by the pandemic, as I said earlier, and the NSAS protest. He has come out in flying colors. We're proud of him. Well, no government will ever do enough. Government is a continuum, and that's why I want him to continue during the next term. And I'm very sure we will fulfill our righteousness. But we are very satisfied. Otherwise, we won't be on our ballot again. Maybe you want to tell me who these other candidates are. Are they known to Lagosians of having done anything before? The present governor has been in government before. He was a commissioner. He was the chief executive of Lagos State Housing Development Corporation. He was a banker. He was at the top management level in that sector before he came to government. And who has a better pedigree amongst all these other candidates, so to say? The election is just for him to win. And when the chips are done and we start having debates with these whole other candidates, we'll be talking about what we've been able to do. They will be struggling to try to make promises which Lagosians, I can assure you, will not fall for. You need to interrogate where whoever is talking is coming from. Talking about management, I just wonder what experience and what Jide actually knows about management. Just a few years ago, Jide was a cameraman on LTV, so how much of management does he know? And overnight, he has shot himself up to the level of well-established emperors in the media industry, the Momos, the Docpresses, and the rest of them. Those are now his colleagues because he's running for governorship in a party that lacks depth in terms of human resources, because that's the only reason why I was able to pick the ticket. I think Jide is better ignored don't waste precious time responding to him. All his responses are laughable, and they're just figment of his imagination.